Welcome to the dumbest guy in the room. Today's guest is somebody that I'm very excited to get on to finally share his story. I find it very inspiring, yet very relatable to a lot of guys growing up in the Northeast. You know, he's been through and pushed through addiction, pushed through legal trouble, bad relationships, not only with girls, but friends, family. And ultimately, my man ended up owning Pizza City on Red Lion Road, which is a staple of Northeast Philadelphia. That has some delicious pizza. You know, me and him were able to kind of connect when we officially met at the Forge MMA in Parkwood. You know, that's where he finds his therapy. Somehow he cooks a delicious pizza and goes and gets beat up for therapy while the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania says he can't see. I'd like to welcome Dave Dietz.
Sure.
Appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we want to start from the beginning. I was born and raised in Morrell Park. Shout out to Morrell.
Where dogs bark.
Yep, you know. I was born legally blind, which a lot of people don't know about me. So I'm not totally blind, obviously, but vision impaired. And school was a little rough with that, but somehow still able to graduate. So should be no excuses out there why they can't graduate school, high school at least. And went to Christ the King, went to Catholic school. Normal kid for the most part. I'm an only child. Parents were divorced around 12 years old. Hung around a bunch of local people and stuff like that, and got into some trouble in my teenage years, which carried over to the rest of my life because I ended up getting something on my record for that.
So you said you went to a Catholic school for grade school. Did you go to Catholic?
Grade school and high school. Yeah, I went to Ryan.
You did go to Ryan? Okay.
Yeah.
What year did you graduate?
08.
Okay, so we would have been the same grade, but I only made it halfway through freshman year at Ryan, then had to go to Washington.
G-Dub.
G-Dub, that's right. Then I never went there, so I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So Catholic school, raised in a Catholic school, you don't even have another perspective of that. But 12 years old, dude, I mean, that's the divorce. That you were kind of going into 8th grade? Is that right? So you were...
Yeah, like 6th, 7th grade, something like that. That's when they were starting the battle.
Okay. And
you were battling for like a year.
If looking back from that perspective of that time, do you remember what it was like to kind of go through that having your parents?
Yeah, well, I was always outside, like playing sports outside. And like I had my own little buddies on the street and all that. And then people from school and different schools we all hang out, play football, hockey, whatever, wire ball. And I guess when my parents started fighting, and you know, everybody had a curfew to be home a certain time. Well, I get home, they're arguing, like, go back out. So I go back out. And then next thing you know, I'm hanging around with some of the older crew, you know, older guys, and learning what they're doing and smoking cigarettes and all that crap. Smoke some weed.
So that obviously had an impact on you.
Yeah, I didn't really think so at the time, but like looking back, yeah, it definitely did.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, dude, I think the reason I ask those questions is because I think it's important to understand that part of the situation, because a lot of times because everybody goes through shit, dude. We all have our story, and yours is very unique too. But you know, when you look back at life, sometimes you don't realize the shit that happened to us as kids had a big...
Yeah, you don't
you're
realize
not like thinking about that, right? So I like to just kind of ask those questions to gauge, like, you know, where you were in that mindset before you knew what even
right. And at the time,
was,
I'm just like, whatever, they're arguing. I'm not a real sentimental person. Like I said, oh, they're arguing, get to go back out, cool. I'll go back out.
You don't have another perspective of what
Yeah.
marriage is even like anyway. So that
exactly.
You know,
I like
the opposite, dude.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, my parents were like, I shouldn't say my parents. My parents like fought, but they not like that, and like they made everything look perfect. Like,
okay,
you know, I had all my aunts and uncles. Everybody was married with kids, and they looked on paper like perfect. Not until I got older did I realize all the alcohol that was stemming through that and the internal fights, and they did hide it well from the kids, at least me, where I was just an idiot, not saying it, which is very possible. So I actually had the
Yeah.
opposite, but that had a big effect on me too. So it's weird how you can have two
Yeah.
different, like
And that,
completely different upbringings like that, and still,
yeah. And a lot
you
of my
know,
buddies, like, they came from divorce homes. And so I guess it's like it was the norm for us for the most
yeah,
part. So having a perfect little family somewhere, that's like weird to me.
right,
It's like I have a couple friends that they have tight families. The brothers and sisters are tight, the parents are tight. They're like that's just I'm not used to that. It's weird to me.
yeah,
That
yeah.
shouldn't be like that.
No, you know, and hopefully now that you know that you have a start a family, like
Eh,
you know what I mean? Hey,
yeah.
just say that you know what you would like to see.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you went to Ryan, you made it, you graduated, Ryan?
Yeah. For,
Right?
for
Okay.
for track and Ryan. So Ryan, I didn't really try too hard. So because of my eyesight, where they placed me was fourth track, which is like, where the easiest classes are, we'll say.
Well, there's only four, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. So
You
you're the
can't,
bottom of the barrel. They
there's
put me
a,
in the bottom of the barrel where it was like a joke. And so now I'm like in these classes where everybody just messes around. It's really not hard. So I'm like, why am I going to try? I can't even see the board or the books. So I just stayed in fourth track, fourth and third, and just coasted through, high school.
so when you were going through high school, were you going, because Morrell had, I don't know, I mean, you could explain uh the demographic of human being that lived in Morrell Park. I mean,
Yeah.
when we would beat you guys up all the time, we would come up there and we would see,
Yeah,
you
we're,
know,
we weren't even allowed at the kegs up Pottersfield.
well, I mean, we couldn't come in the Morrell, dude. I mean,
Uh,
bro, you guys had like 50-year-old men hanging out with all the way
the
down
the,
to
demo, the
a 10-year-old, and then you have like
yes,
this Slipknot hardcore headbanger that is smoking with the most gangster
the
wanting to be
yeah, with the white
ever.
tee on.
It
Yeah,
was you guys had such a
white tee
crazy
and
like
fitted.
demographic. So you were going
Yes.
to Catholic school, and then when you got home, were you kind of sticking with the people from Ryan, or did you have a different
Now,
crowd?
front of the neighborhood. Always
So
stick with the
Ryan, you didn't even
guys
have
from the
like,
neighborhood. Ryan, a couple of my buddies that we know of went to Ryan. They ended up not graduating, like, so they ended up leaving like junior and senior year. Then it was just me in there.
we made it
But
through.
I make friends wherever I go. I don't know. So I had friends in Ryan. They'll invite me to go smoke some weed somewhere, stuff like that. And
So just to fit now to fast forward, because I want you to take me from how you got there to here. So
okay,
today you own one of the biggest, most popular pizza places in Northeast Philadelphia. You know, you
that's
own
correct.
pizzas. Everybody knows Pizza City. Everybody knows the name. I mean,
Yeah.
if you've lived there for a year, you know the name. Great pizza, little shop, but it's very home, right?
Yes.
So
Yep.
you went to Ryan, you graduated, you're hanging out with all these guys doing things that, I mean, at this
Yeah.
point, you're starting to realize you shouldn't be doing. Um,
Right.
and then
Still,
and then you were
almost.
given this pizza shop, dude, or what happened between that? Like,
Well,
talk to me.
right before that happened, right before the pizza shop happened, I was trying to go to be a nurse, go to nursing school. So I wanted to start out CCP, and I took the placement test, and I bombed on the English, passed on the math. So they let me go take a retest. Well, I was still involved with the drug scene when I went to go take the retest, and I ended up getting arrested the same day I was supposed to take the retest. So I got set up, Ben Salem. Long story short, after another year, I'm put on probation, parole for 5 years. So now before probation, parole, I was stuck on house arrest for 8 months. So now I can't leave the house. Everybody's out and about, 19 years old. And yeah, stuck in the house for 8 months. I was allowed out halfway through for 3 hours once a week. That's it. And I
Now
was
you
able to go to
said Now, obviously, the pizza shop wasn't in your mind then, at least I don't think.
No,
But
no.
the only reason I asked that way is just to show, because what I want to talk about is the in between and to show what's possible, and the shit you can get through, right?
Yeah.
So you said you wanted to be a nurse. Obviously, you're going to school, you're doing this, and then that dream kind of shot down once you kind
Yeah.
of get
It
that record, right?
shatters. Once you get the record, then you're not able to dispense drugs to the patients because you were dispensing drugs to the people outside.
Right, right. You're doing it too early, dude.
All right. So
You're like, I go to school for this, officer.
yeah,
I
that's
go
what
to
I'm
school
trying
for
to
this.
do. Like, just try to help
I'm trying
people.
to take their pain away, dude.
Pretty much. So,
I'm
all right,
practicing.
fast forward. Fast
Well,
forward, I get off.
go. Hold on. I'll go back to
Okay.
that. Go back to that because you said you got set up.
Yeah.
What exactly was Deeds
So,
doing at 19 years old that you got set up?
so I had I used to sell a lot of pills and like whatever, coke, marijuana pills. This time it was pills. Somebody wanted, good amount. And at the time I was like, I don't even have them anymore. I can't do nothing for you. And they were like offering like, I'll pay this. So I'm like, hey, I ain't got them. But another week goes by, I was ended up coming across them. I was like, you know what? Hey, you still want them? Yeah. All right, I can get them. Guy says, hey man, want to meet me up at Home Depot in Ben Sound? So I'm like, okay. Go up to the Home Depot. Guy comes out. He's saying this is his cousin. Guy comes out in the Home Depot apron on, gloves in his back pocket, hops in the back seat. What do you want to buy? He wants to buy 60 methadone pills. Okay, boom, do the deal. Guy leaves, walks back in the Home Depot. Everything's cool. Start heading back to Philly. Get pulled over. Cops rip me out of the car. Search me to find money on me, to find more pills on me. Go to the district, go up to Doylestown, whole 9 yards. Then I have to do the whole court date thing. And
So somebody gave your information,
yeah.
obviously, right?
Yeah.
That you got set up. Did you ever find out who that was?
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, it's a blessing in disguise. Because I probably would have been dead by now if I would have kept doing what I was doing.
Yep.
There's a lot of people, and I mean, I'm not saying like a little bit. A lot of people I grew up with, they're all done. They're all done. They're all dead.
They're all dead, living on
They're
the
all
street,
dead.
living in the streets. They're not doing well if they're still around either, dude. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You guys had it, I think, a little bit harder than like my kind of group. My group was a lot of alcohol, that was me. And the ones that went to do pills and go harder kind of started to trickle out, and I know a lot of people that did trickle out, but we had kind of a pretty good core that kept us to alcohol, which is not any better. I'm not saying it's
Right.
any
Yeah. We
better
all
because for
start
me it
from
was
the
terrible.
alcohol and the weed, and then like by freshman year, I was doing pills, selling pills, weed, all that crap. So,
Yeah, me too. I
and
took my
which is
first
like looking
Percocet.
back at it now, when I see little 15-year-olds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I see
It
little
makes no
15-year-olds.
sense,
I'm
dude.
like, dude, you guys are like babies. I'm like, how the hell was I had a pocket full of money then? I was a little baby.
Bro, makes no sense. My son's gonna be 12 in January, and that's how old I was when I was started smoking cigarettes and stuff. And
Yeah.
I can't see that person in him. Like
Yeah.
I can't see how that's possible for
I know.
him to do. Which is terrible, dude. Our whole
It's
childhood
it's
kind of was shot.
it's a shame, but
But a
feels like I
blessing.
lived it's a blessing in disguise now, but like it feels like I lived like so many different lives in between when I was born till now.
And
So
you have, dude. You're different people.
yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah,
right? Hopefully, we get to that point where we're able to actually be a different version of us and a
yeah,
version that we want to be. And I love that you said it was a blessing in disguise because I think for anything in life, man, being able to look back at shit when people, no matter what somebody does to you or anything, there's a reason it's happening.
yes,
In the moment, you can't
and
see
yeah,
it.
in a moment you're like, yeah, fuck
You're
that motherfucker.
pissed, you hate, but
But
all those feelings for me, man, like, how did you feel at the time? Or I don't know if you found out like right around the same time. You don't have to say who it was, obviously, or
nah,
need
yeah,
to know that, but when you found out who it was, what were the emotions then compared? Like,
I was just, damn, why me? What the fuck? I was never bad to him. Like, why'd you do me like that?
right.
But then I got it. So like I get what he was trying to get out of trouble. Again, gets me in the hot seat. Now I'm stuck on house arrest. I'm junked out. I'm stuck on OxyContin. I'm hooked. Had to go to rehab at least 2 or 3 times. One time detox, 2 time full stent rehab because I started getting real bad with the oxys. That was around that perk epidemic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the
So
early 2000s.
were you kind of selling to just feed your addiction, or were you
It didn't. Towards the end, yes.
okay?
Never started out like that. In the beginning, was never hooked. No problems. Not till the very end. I was dating this one girl at the time. And, every other weekend, she's like, yeah, you want to do something? You want to do something? I'm like, yeah, all right. Start dipping and dabbing a little more, a little more. Now every other weekend becomes every weekend and becomes every 3 days. Next thing you know, hooked. Hooked.
Yeah, dude, and it comes quick.
Yes. You don't
Comes
even
quick.
realize it. You don't even, you hear the older guys talk about withdrawal. You don't even know what the freak that is, man. And then next thing you know, you're
I
sick
believe
because
it.
you don't have it and gets bad. Gets bad real quick.
So you were on house arrest for that 8 months, going through addiction, active addiction, trying to get.
Yeah, and
I'm assuming.
so I joined the outpatient program then, NHS on Knights Road. So they would let
Okay.
me leave, they would let me leave for that. And I actually like enjoyed going there. Go there for 3 hours a day, come home. It was Tuesday through Thursday, so 3 days a week I would go. So even when I got off house arrest, I started at Pizza City, started in the back as a prep guy. Because my one buddy, Alex, he was getting another job or whatever. So he's like, yeah, you want to replace me here at Pizza City? They're hiring. You just do like roll the dough and whatever. So I'm like 20 years old, starting out in the back room with all like the kids. So I kept going to outpatient even after house arrest for another year and a half. So I was at outpatient for about 2 years, 2.5 years. Still had to go all the way downtown for parole and probation, all the way up to 2000. So when I got arrested, it was in 2009. When I got done, when everything was said and done, was 2014. So meanwhile, still working in Pizza City, working in the back room, prep area, all that crap. And then there was a cook position that opened up. And I ended up taking it. And I used to work at other pizza shops too growing up. I worked at Victoria's Pizza, I worked at Catano's Pizza, and I worked at Pat's Pizza for like 3 weeks.
I
So I
worked at
already had,
Pat's Pizza, dude.
I was there for about 3 weeks, so I don't even count that one. But I had a little background, you know what I mean? I knew how to do little stuff there. So and then I got the cooking position and just took off from there. I had nothing else to do, so I might as well work whenever they ask. So whenever they need me to work, I'm there.
So when you were working, when you were doing the cooking, were you still getting high, or
Now,
you were
no,
done?
when I started Pizza City, I was done getting high. I was on Suboxone for about 10 years.
Suboxone. That's
A
a
lot of people don't know about Suboxone, and a lot of people frown upon it. But I was on it for 10 years, and I walked off it.
yeah. I mean, was that because you? That's the thing, dude. Like
And I
I'm
get it. It's like it's a crutch. It's definitely a crutch.
kind of, dude, kind of right, but like my outlook on all that has changed over time. Which I still juggle with it. AA,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
just because when I was going to AA, I was there just like I'd be at the bar. I would just be there all the time, like addicted to
right.
just going there, talking about my problems, sharing my story, hearing these people that have 10 years tell the same story over and over and
Yeah,
over and over again. They never were what I was seeing in AA wasn't growth. It was a
right.
stagnant behavior. And
Yeah,
I got sober to have a life,
right.
not to just be sober, which is why I juggle with it because I feel like AA saved my life. So I will never say
Well, in
not
the
AA.
and the whole reason why I got on Suboxone, at least in my mind, when I went to the outpatient, I'm stuck on house arrest. All my buddies are still getting it in. They're all still getting high, drinking. We're freaking 19 years old. So everybody around me. Nobody's like, there's no major overdoses at that time. It started happening actually that summer, house arrest. I lost 2 buddies, but it. So I'm like, there's no way. How am I gonna make it? Like
So what does
every
Suboxone do to you?
if you take it every day, it just levels you out to where you don't have a craving.
So it's not so like a perk. It makes
Yeah,
people feel differently,
perks,
but
exactly.
but
Perks will make you like uppity and high and all that. Suboxone, you take it every day the right way because there's ways to abuse everything. So, say you take 1 8 milligrams Suboxone in the morning, you take it like you would take drink your coffee in the morning, and that's it. Go the rest of the day. You get no cravings. We go to relapse, it's supposed to block it.
does it actually? But like,
I don't know.
so you never actually got that, which is great.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
stop the craving altogether, which is
yeah,
the hardest
yeah.
part. So it doesn't. You're not really high. You're just like you're able to not
Have a
have
craving,
the
like
urge
yeah,
to where you can
correct,
live your life and not constantly just thinking about that thing.
right. Because at this time too, around 2010, right before I got my house arrest, I started dating this girl, and I was with her all the way up to 2023, and she was getting high at the time. So now I'm dating this girl. I'm on house arrest. She's getting high. I'm trying to be clean. All my buddies around me are getting high. That was the best option I could see at the time.
And it was the right option, in my opinion, because, well, that's
Yeah,
what happened
it
and that
worked
got you
out.
here, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
For somebody else may not have.
I don't think why I finally walked off it because it was like I was tired of going to the doctors to get it. First off, I wait there for 3 fucking hours just to see the guy for 5 minutes. And I'm like
Yeah.
disappointed. And then of course insurance don't cover it, so now I'm paying like $200, and like I was already tapering and tapering off. So I'm not like all the way down to like 1 milligram. I'm ripping these little fuck. I'm like fuck this, man. I'm done.
You had to
So
pay $200 a month for
yeah, for the visit.
that's insane.
Yeah. It's a waste of money. It's like, all right, it's already been 10 years now. Like, I'm not,
So
people don't even
how old were you the first how old were you and what year was it that you was it the last time you
start
took
Suboxone.
the last time that you got high?
2009.
Really? So
Yeah.
you're
But
do you know
again,
Dan Shortle?
no.
Fat Dan at all?
Fat Dan, he
Yeah,
from Parkwood?
he was from Parkwood. He got sober, I think '08, which is another one that he was young. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was a weird thing for people to do. He's who I called when I wanted to get sober, and he was already like 9 years in, dude. At
Yeah.
that point, now I'm nine
Yeah.
years, so he's been sober for Jesus, like an insane amount of time.
Yeah.
But the reason
I'm
I
no
just asked
angel
that
with
was
it because I still with alcohol every now and then. So I can't say like I do the whole meeting, the AA stuff. I have nothing against it, but I still drink every now and then.
you're still drinking now.
Yeah.
When did you always drink?
I always did. Yeah, it's not
So,
really like I don't know.
so it was never
Not
anything you
really my
actually.
thing. Yeah.
So it was never anything that you actually just that you stopped and got back onto.
Correct.
Uh, now that's a hard thing for people to do from
I
what I've
know that.
seen, right?
Yes, very hard. Because when I was doing that, like, so say when I got off house arrest and it was New Year's Eve, they let me off on a New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2010. And I go to a party and stuff, and I'm like, all right, I can have like 2 beers. I'm finally 21 anyway. Of my 21st birthday, I didn't get to have it. And, I have like 3 beers, and it really doesn't make me want to go do coke, go find perks. But most people, it does, which I don't get. It's in my weird brain, it's just separate. It's not the same. It's not the same as smoking weed or whatever, taking a pill or snorting coke. But I know it's
You, it's not a trigger for you to go resort
correct.
back. Now, for
Correct.
me, I this is what I've come to believe. In all honesty, is I don't think it's that it's a trigger. I just think that it's a medicine. I think that
Yeah.
like for me, alcohol used to just be the way that I coped with my issues.
Yeah.
And I would think that if I did end up doing perks or heroin, that if I never dealt with the issues, that's why I was getting high in
Yeah,
the
it's
first
just
place.
not. It'll
So
numb you.
right, it would numb me. And then if I started drink, if I got sober, really didn't deal with my issues,
Yeah.
started drinking again, it just wouldn't be the same numbing effect
Right.
that I'm used to and need. So I
Yeah.
don't necessarily think that it. I don't. I think it's possible for people to drink again. Is what I'm trying to say. I do
Yeah.
think that I do think it's do I recommend it? No, I don't, because
Nah.
I don't see any positive. There's
No, and
nothing that
actually,
I can see
I've
that
been
I'm like
cutting back for health reasons more than anything because I'm tired of having that beer gut and getting scooped at Forge. So
getting
yeah,
gassed after two rolls,
exactly.
dude.
So like now I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'd rather just eat an apple.
But that's the thing, right? Like, what is the benefit,
Yeah,
that of drinking? And that's where I can't see any.
right.
I
It's
have more
definitely it's
fun
got
at parties than anybody else.
it's got a thousand reasons why not to. I agree with that.
Yeah, and
Because you add
there's
too much, you
nothing.
feel like shit the next day, or you're wasting calories. You're putting so many freaking calories in you,
For
and
no
you're just
reason.
like, yeah. And then
It's
after
like,
a while, you get stupid. So it's like,
yeah, why? You know?
exactly.
So that's my whole
I'm
thing.
starting to get older now. It's like, yeah, it's not really,
Well, that's a
not
good
really for
mind.
me anymore.
That's a good mindset. It's crazy that you were able to do all that and run a business and keep it, and now you're under the
Yeah,
forge. And so you were sober for quite some time, got promoted to cook.
yeah.
You're in your 20s,
And then I went to management,
and then robbed
and
him. You just stole his business, or
nah. So like once
I just figured you'd do it the Morrell way. You know what I mean? I didn't.
I told him I'm commandeering this place, but nah. So after I'd probably say like 2 years of being there, I became manager. They trust me with a key, and I think I picked up a morning shift, and the old guy used to own it. He's been in the business since the 50s. He's been at Pizza City since 1968, so he was there day one. He knows this shit. And I always got there early. I'm a punctual person. I don't like to be late. If I'm not a half hour early, I'm late. So I used to go there early. He's like, "What are you doing here early?" He's like, "You kids usually sleep in." I'm like, "Oh, I'd rather be early. Like, you never know what's gonna come. Never know what you gotta deal with." So he started showing me stuff, like showing me how to place the orders and show me the bills and show me this because I wanted to learn. So then I kept asking questions. I kept wanting to learn. And then we got into a routine where he's used to me coming in early. Then he got in a routine where like he never took off ever, but if he had to like call somebody, he would call me. And then it just snowballed from there. He really just told me the business. I owe a lot to him and his son.
Now,
Shout out to shout out
when
to Al Clark and George Clark.
I mean, I'm sure I wasn't a big Pizza City guy just because I was. You still hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
I wasn't a big Pizza City guy just because I was from Parkwood, and I don't know, Pizza City just wasn't that. I don't know
Yeah.
what, to be honest with you, but I'm sure there are legends around that area because I know, like I said, I knew, even though I wasn't ordering from Pizza City, I knew Pizza City.
Yeah.
So the fact that I just want to point this out because, like, now looking back, because the same thing kind of happened to me when I got a key to a bank. Like, looking at my life and even where I was at when they did that, the feeling you kind of get is like it's kind of crazy. Like
It is.
how you're trusted with, like, you can, this place is yours too. Like, we trust you to
Yeah.
operate this thing and the same way you are.
Exactly.
And looking back, you can look at it like I was young and wow, now look at where I'm at. But there's so many more of those to come. It's like it's one of them peak moment kind of things. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good feeling and you feel a certain
Yeah, and
kind of
it's
way.
like
It
it
fades,
was
but it's
like
like
I'm in
wow.
my early 20s. This guy's giving me a key to the store, and it's like early 20s key to the store. I'm like, damn, man. And this guy's in his at the time he was like late 60s, early 70s. I'm like, damn, this old guy, he's miserable, mean, he's a mean guy, but he knows his shit. I'm like, dang, this guy trusts me with the store. Felt like, man, it was like I didn't want to lose sight of the key. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy. And now at that moment, was there any was there any thought, was there any, like, belief that or goal that one day that it would be passed to
Ye-
you at that point already? Was that already kind of
No,
talked about or thought about?
so at the time I'm like, you know what, I like that my own place, like, and I would tell them that, and they're like, oh, save your money, man, save your money. And then I did ask, like, probably like a couple years in, I'm like, well, who do you guys? What happens to it after you guys are done? They're like, I don't know. You want it? Save your money, but you never know. The people promise stuff and all that crap, and uh,
And then you have
so
a
I'll
cop
save my
walking out in a
money.
Home
And that,
Depot. Then you have a cop walking out in a Home Depot thing. So trust is kind of hard. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, my trust is bad. Like I don't. I've
I
been
mean, I
burned.
didn't mean I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt, but
no,
that
all good. I've
it's
been burned with girlfriends, burned left and right. I'm like, it's whatever. But so they say save your money, this and that. And they invite me to family parties. We're tight and all that. But there's been so many guys that've been there. This one guy, he still works there now. He's been there for 42 years. You would think he would get it before me. But he's older too anyway. He's in his 50s. You don't want to start. Like, it's because it takes away a lot of my life running a business, especially that kind of business. You got all different people in there. You got the customers to deal with. You got the sales reps to deal with, the shopping center. But my buddy Al, he got it in writing, went to Notary Republic and got it in writing. If, in case of my death, I want first sale to the store to be the Dave Dietz. And he did that back in 2018 because I started getting older. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna be one of these guys like 45 years old working there, and like I could have did my own thing. So we did that to ease my mind, and kept working there. COVID hit, busy as hell in there because we were like the only people open. And around 2023, my buddy Al, who owned the shop, got sick suddenly, and went to the hospital and just never made it out. He had cancer all throughout his body. They hooked him up to a ventilator. He was done,
just like that.
just like that.
So
Like he was
then,
he was he was showing signs that he was sick, but he already had cancer before back in 2012. Survived it. So fast forward, he wouldn't like doctors anymore. But beginning of 2023 and the end of 2022, he started like just not looking healthy. And here he just cancer resulted throughout his body, his lungs, his freaking head, everywhere.
and he got so he found out he had cancer at this moment, and then did he start treatment
He,
and then died?
now he couldn't breathe. Went to the hospital. They're like, dude, they hooked him up to a ventilator like that night.
Okay, so he had no
And
idea. He had
he had no idea. I think he had an idea in his head that it came back and just didn't want to deal with it. Looking back at it, but
yeah. I mean, I think that we know our body, like there's an intuition that can tell us something's off, and that's where you have the free will to listen to it or keep
right,
going.
or
I get
ignore it.
it. I get it. Do treatment. Both my parents died of cancer, so I feel them on that because I watched them. I watched both ends of it, of the treatments, and it was wild. But
Yeah.
anyway, so you inherited, I guess,
Yes,
your
pretty
pizza
much.
shitty,
Yeah.
um, due
So
to his death from that paperwork that he put together, like that.
yeah. So like now he dies May 2nd, and well, yeah, he dies May 2nd, and now his dad, the original owner, was like, "Listen, we gotta sell the store to you. Like, we gotta do it right away because like he's like, I'm too old to do this, and he's like, do you have any money saved? Can you do a down payment?" So I had a couple dollars saved, did a down payment, and by May 31st, signed it over to me.
And then you guys basically just came up with a deal that
Yeah, yep.
you were able to, okay, which is, I mean, that
So it's like that's quick in my
that's what
brain.
I'm
Like
saying.
we
No,
knew it was coming, like because we had a game plan. He was going to out the guy out that died. He was going to retire at the end of the year, but still work there. And then like I take over the bills and all that. So that was the game plan. But then he got sick, and now it's kind of rushed. It's like one of the last couple of things he said to his dad was, "Yo, I want you to have the cars. Dave had the store, and my girlfriend Kara had the house. He's like, take care of that.
I mean, dude, that just kind of speaks a little bit about yourself as well, dude. I mean, the fact that you could look at it as just a pizza shop, or you could look at it as literally their
Yeah,
work. I mean, that so the dad was owned it originally, gave it to the son. I'm assuming
yeah,
that the son worked there for
yeah,
his whole
forever.
life.
Yep,
Yeah, I
since he
mean,
was a
like
kid, since he
as a
was
kid.
12.
So that's like his baby, dude. That's like
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
You
It's
know what
like
I
a
mean?
family legacy that they entrusted to me to keep going.
So how did when that happened? Obviously, you were devastated from the. My bad. I'm
Yeah, because he
trying
was
to plug
like
my
one of,
charger in.
sorry, he was like one of my best friends too. Like, well, we had, we bought jet skis together. Like, we hung out all the time. We worked together all the time. He was like a solid friend to where, like, how, like, some of your friends might be friends with other people that you're not too fond of, and be like, oh yeah, I
Yes.
was hanging out with this guy. I'd be like, fuck that guy. He was with the type he would never mention him again. That's how solid he was. Like, even though he would hang out, never mention him again.
Really?
Like, yeah, so like, there's not too many people like that, man. He was a happy-go-lucky guy. Taught me a lot of stuff. Like, he didn't let nothing bother him. Like, he was just like floated doing life. Like, just nothing ever bothered him. It's
So
always happy
I mean, I love that. I think that's a great person
to be
to
around. Yeah,
to be around and to look up to as a mentor in ways, you know.
yeah,
Um, because I was just talking about this with one of my buddies here earlier today, dude. Because the one of our other friends, it was a group message thing, and his son is not allowed to go to this camp. It's at Clemson. It's a soccer camp. His son's not allowed to go because the wife, his mom, is afraid of the sleepover in the camps with all like,
yeah.
they're 12 years old or whatever. And I was talking to him, I'm
Right.
like, dude, like he said, the other friend said to him, like, like watch social media because if you keep staying on social media, that's why you're seeing all these things. But
Yeah.
he's like, my wife got off of it and her life got so much better. And I'm looking at it like we kind of have a choice in the way that we see the world. I mean, the world is the
Yes.
world. The
Yes.
world is the world, right? We can't change the
Mindset's
world,
everything.
right? But I can choose how I feel about it. I can choose what I do next. I don't have to see the negatives. I don't have to see the evil or the that's what I think the deadly sins are. If you ever list the deadly sins, I don't think it's
Yeah.
personally my belief is that those sins are things that hold us, keep us from becoming our best self. Not, I I don't look at it as like Catholic school. I don't look at those sins as being something that we do that's going to send us to some fiery
Right.
built place. Uh,
Everlasting fucking hell.
right,
No,
like
I
that
agree.
doesn't, and that's not what that, and that doesn't even scare me if that is the case. What scares me is if I'm living in that sin, if I'm living through pride and it's being a chain on me, I don't get to become who I want to become.
Yeah.
So that scares me more than anything. Fuck the fiery pit, dude. I mean, that would be fun compared to the suffering. I feel like that. Uh,
Mindset's everything. I mean, how you choose to have your day, even if shit's hitting the fan, shit's going wrong, if you let it fester and stew in your mind, then it's no good. It does. It's winning. It's winning to beat you up. It's negativity is opening up more negativity towards you. So the more you're negative, the more it attracts the negative. So I'd rather try and be on the more positive side. Easier said than done.
100%, 100%. But it's
Easier
it's
said than
definitely the
done, but I
truth,
try and practice that. And
right?
gratitude. I try and practice gratitude every day. When I wake up in the morning, I try and come up with something I'm grateful before I even step out of bed.
Yeah, I mean, dude. I mean, you said it just in this conversation. The one thing you said that you were great, that you were happy, or it was a blessing in disguise, is what you called it.
Yeah.
That somebody went behind your back and set you up.
Yeah.
And you're like, that was a blessing. Like that is the type of gratefulness that people need to see. And sometimes, like in the moment, man, that shit's hard to see sometimes, dude. But
Yeah.
if you can really look back, and I was talking to CJ about it yesterday because I just texted him, I thanked him. I'm like, dude, you joined to do this insurance thing, and it was beating me up because I felt like I did you a disservice because I thought maybe I didn't do enough or whatever, but looking back, bro, if you never did that, and I never came to Philly in July, my
Yeah.
life, not only my life, my family's life, because my kids are all in MMA and their life is the confidence in them is so much bigger. So it's just crazy when you can look back and
Oh,
say, damn, dude, like you brought me to like that moment
yes.
that I walked into the Forge with you. You have no idea what that did.
Yeah.
Like that moment started a domino effect of people that I started. Even this
Big
conversation
time.
does not happen if that day does not come about.
Big
So
time.
it changed for generations. I just joke that it's I'm hoping that that transition there, me doing getting involved, getting my kids involved, will end the nickname of Dirt for future generations for my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully.
Yeah.
So,
Now I was on a walk with CJ today, and like we were talking about that, and it's hard. Doing MMA is hard. And he's been doing a lot of years. And when I run into other people that, do MMA, they're like, how you like it? I'm like, it's hard as shit. And then they'll say the same thing. They'll shake their head like, dude, it's so hard. But because it's hard, it does something to my brain that when I leave there, I feel like I did something. I accomplished something. Forget
what
it beats up your
what's
body
harder?
and all that. It's like my mind's at ease when I leave there.
So let me back up because I don't, if I'm not mistaken, you kind of started right when I did with the
Mhm.
Forge. So
Yeah.
that moment, your mentor, and that's what he was, not just the owner of,
Yeah.
he was your mentor. He passes away, and all of a
Right.
sudden, you are now you
Yeah.
are now
Down.
that
I'm
him.
it. Yeah.
So when that sets in and you go in and you walk in that first day as the owner of Pizza City, like, were you just ready? Like, was it just
Yeah.
full
I
throttle ready?
yeah.
And
Pretty much because I was already doing basically everything. I mean, the only thing I wasn't doing was signing the checks myself. So I guess a little bit of nervousness, like, all right, now it's like, damn, training wheels are off, they're gone. But
yeah,
like
and
the
he's not
dad's
there.
still around. If I had any questions, I can call him up. And it really wasn't that hard of a transition until later on. Now I'm like, there's certain things that happen once a year that you're not used to with taxes or like insurance, renewing insurances. I wasn't used to that. So that's kind of like you got to learn.
That's a good thing, though,
But
right?
other than that, I was ready. Yeah, I was ready to go. They did really good in training me. And I guess
Yeah,
I did really good at listening because like they had me ready to go.
I mean that's a big deal, bro. And I guess let me
Mhm.
ask you this: you said there's somebody there for 50 something years, still works there. Brought it to his attention at some point and said, "Hey, dude, I can't do this. I'm not going to be that guy." He promises you this thing, and then he puts it
Yeah,
on paper, which is huge
right.
because
Huge. Way before 5 years before he even passes. Just to put my mind at ease. He's like, listen, dude, you're it, man. Like, listen, when I'm done, you're it. It's like, dude,
he
I'm not gonna be 50 years old and making a cheesesteak. And I could have did my own thing somewhere else or did a new venture. Because the older I kept getting, and now it's like, all right, am I gonna be a line cook forever?
it just
I
and
I,
that
I need
that
I
happens
need
to
more.
people, bro.
Yeah, it does.
You get stuck and you can't get
Hmm.
out of it at that point because one, you're afraid, you're comfortable. Uh, Two, if somebody keeps
Yep.
promising you something and you keep just agreeing to it. So the fact that he put it on paper was
Right.
pretty.
And I already got trust issues. Yeah.
You got the trust. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like
And
that,
he was a procrastinator too. For him to do the paper thing and get it notarized with a witness and all that crap, they're like, yeah, he's legit.
I mean, he basically showed you, look, dude, I'm serious. So stick with me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which is awesome, which probably motivated you even more.
Yep.
So now you become the owner. You're running Pizza City, dude, which is crazy to think about. Um, you got all
Yeah.
these new ventures that you're dealing with.
At
I mean,
33.
because it's not just a pizza shop, it's a business. You have people's livelihood is in your hands too.
Yes.
You literally give people their paychecks that are supplying their food. You're paying those people. You have a responsibility for your
Yes.
business. You also have a responsibility for your employees and yourself, right? You got to balance all that,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
is hiring, firing,
So
all of it, right?
everything,
So,
everything.
what do you think the hardest thing for you to deal with from that transition, like from to ownership? Um, when you look at it and say, like, what was one part that you were like, man, I didn't think it was this
Well,
would be that hard?
my first thing was once you pass and like everybody found out, now they're gonna think like say the customers are gonna think, oh, new owner, he changed everything. That was my first worry. Like, all right, now I'm gonna take it over. They're gonna be like, oh, new guy took it over. He changed everything, which I didn't. Because if it works, why change it? You know what I mean? I changed stuff down the line, like equipment,
If it
get better
works, it
equipment,
works.
more efficient stuff. Exactly. But like the pizza, like you don't mess with it. It works. It's
It
been there
works, it
57.
works.
It's been there 57 years. Why mess with it?
Yep.
So I was more worried about that when I took over. Paperwork, not too much to staff because we all know each other. I was already there for like 14 years. Everybody already knew each other, so and they knew the deal anyway. I was always in charge of them anyway because they would send me to fire somebody or they send me to hire somebody.
Okay. So you were doing that
Yeah,
part of the business already.
exactly. Yes.
So what about the money aspect then? Was that like is
So
that was
that
that
was
a hard
different. So
balance?
now, yeah. So now I'm playing with bigger numbers.
Okay.
And at first I'm looking at them I'm like, oh, holy shit, how am I gonna pay this bill? Or like when you look at the numbers for the month, it's like you're not used to seeing that number. So you're like, there's no way I'm going to make all this. How am I going to pay all these bills? You know?
But it's no different. That's the crazy part that people don't see
Yeah.
that are working for a paycheck right now. They don't see this part.
Yeah.
They don't see they see business owner, which is also dollar signs. That's
Yeah.
it. That they think that is the truth. Um, it's bigger debt, bigger payments
Oh,
with
yeah.
the bigger income. So the gap between is really where wealth kind of lies, right? So
Yeah.
uh,
It's a
but you
lot
can't
more responsibility too, because now it's like,
bigger problems, dude.
again, it was me, the dad, the son, like we were all doing it together. Now it's just me. So now it's like I always got to answer the phone, or I always have to have the answer. Even if I don't have the answer, I got to go find the answer.
And that's what I realized when I became a branch manager for the first time, dude. I always thought I'm going to be the best manager ever when I become manager. I'm going to do it how I'm going to treat people the way that I thought, like 'cause I've always been very creative in sales. I'm very good with money as far as setting up plans. Like I've done it for so long and seen so many different scenarios, just like how you know your business and you know that business.
Yeah.
If something comes up, dude, and you can kind of now get, even if it's a scenario you've never seen specifically, you have the tools to
Right.
become creative and really figure out a solution.
Yes.
And I used to always like hate when people would tell me exactly how to do things all the time. I was never that person. I
Yeah.
like to have that little bit of freedom. I teach it away, and I always taught it with like, hey, there's a foundation that I can lay for you. Build on that. You get good enough, you can break that foundation apart and build and rebuild yourself. But
Yes.
you need this foundation in order to get going. You need to make mistakes along the way to get going. But what I realized, dude, when you run a branch that way, bro, it will never work. They all turn on you when you give them
Yep.
freedom, right? And this is from a bigger aspect. You give people freedom, man, they turn on you. They
Uh,
think they
y-
want it, but when, like you said, you have to make the decisions. So when you had guys with you, you can kind of talk and kind of push the responsibility of the outcome, not the solution. You're pushing the outcome on them is what you're doing,
yeah.
right? Because now you made the decision. So however the outcome comes out, it's on you. And
Yeah.
that's what people don't like. People actually
Yes.
like
And
to be
it's
told what to do because if they fail, they
right.
can always turn around like you're the one that told me to do it this way. So you actually failed, not me.
Yes.
Because
And
I would have done it this way or I would have done it that way.
yeah, but you know what? I was always taught blame management, and I'm management. So like, even if my manager messes up and he should have did it a different way, I still have to blame myself because maybe I didn't teach him good enough. That's the way I
100%.
always take it. And it's like, so I beat myself up sometimes with that. It's like, damn, you're an idiot, but I have you here, so it's maybe my fault. You're an idiot. You know what I mean? Maybe you could have did this situation a little better.
Yeah. And you got to put yourself back in those shoes too. And some people just won't
Oh,
get,
I
I get
do.
it.
So I'm not sometimes like say Cook calls out and he does like the lower man area. Sometimes I'll do it. And like it makes people scratch their heads. They're like, why is he over there by the fryer? I don't care. I'm still getting paid the same. I'll do the fryer. I'll clean some dishes. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I want to see how it is anyway. All these guys crying like it's so hard. And then I do it and it's so easy. It's like, what are these guys crying about?
Yeah. Well, the crying typically, again, I think it comes from people wanting to place blame on their situation on somebody else. Like I shouldn't be washing
Yeah.
dishes. I should be cooking. I should be cooking. I should be cooking. Or you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But they're really holding themselves back, which I think to me was
Exactly.
one of the harder parts for me about running a team. I should say because I never actually owned the business per se.
But still, team, say if you're management team, if you're a coach somewhere, it's like they're a reflection of you. So
That's
you
right.
can't, they're not always going to be the best. And you got to cut out some of the dead weight once in a while, but they do it to
Uh,
themselves.
so now you're at Pizza City. You're doing this. You're working. I guess what is something that people wouldn't realize about like what it is that you do. So you own a business, and again, I had this. I'll just give a little quick story just to give where I'm trying to come up with this question. When I was a kid,
Gotcha.
my dad was a mechanic. He worked, 9 to 5 or whatever the time was. Came home. My mom did kind of the same thing. They get a paycheck, and we were always just. It seemed, looking back, I know what happened was they were always trying to make it seem better than it was, but they struggled like crazy. But they never let it really show, right? To us as
Yeah.
kids. Um, Now my uncle, on the other hand, so my mom's sister's husband, my mom's sister was a stay-at-home wife, and my uncle owned an auto shop, John's Auto
Right.
Repair up over in Bustleton. My mindset was that he was like filthy rich, like up there with any other business owner no matter how big the business, like he owns this business, he's rich. And then my cousin followed in his footsteps. And then what you don't realize is that it's not that it's rich; it's what they're doing with the money and this. But when I sat down and talked to my uncle, even he was like, "Dude, I don't know. I looking back, I missed a lot. I
Yeah.
missed a lot. Like I missed a lot of." My cousins, like he said, he missed a lot of his games, his sports games, because he was running a business. As
Yep.
an employee, you don't that's not your responsibility. You just have to be there at this time that you're told. So
Right.
the fact that you own a business and it's a pizza shop, it's not an auto shop, so you're not you don't leave at 5 or 6 o'clock.
Right.
You- People order pizza late.
Yep.
Like your
Seven.
work week is like
It's a joke. 7 days a week.
so you're there 7 days a week
Yeah. I
working.
try to have so Thursday's technically my day off, but I gotta be there every Thursday. Make sure everything's lit. Like make sure the ovens are lit because they take 2 hours to heat up and all that crap. And then I gotta sign checks and all that. So I'm still there on Thursday, even though it's my day off. Gotta make sure
You
the
never
employees
you never
show.
leave.
Yeah.
Never leave.
Yep. And
What do you
in my head, it's supposed to be like this the first 5 years, no matter what. Anyway,
Okay.
they always say the first 5 years you take over any business, whether it be pizza, anything, you gotta grind. You gotta be committed, or you don't make it. If you don't make it within the first 5 years, then
Yeah,
you're
you're
kind of
most
fucked.
likely not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that I would probably bet on it that 5 years high. It's probably I would think it's around a 2 year mark that people give up,
Yeah.
would be my guess.
Yeah.
Um, so now you have the shop, dude, you're doing your thing, you're working constantly.
Yeah.
Where did you find time to do anything else but that? And then what was it about the Forge that became your
So
outlet?
the one girlfriend I mentioned previously that I dated for 13 years, she dies last year from cocaine. She had like a heart attack. So it wasn't like an overdose, it was like a heart attack or whatever. But her heart exploded basically from cocaine. So she died Memorial Day weekend. And I feel guilty because I left her. When I left her, it was because I was taking over the store,
So
and
you
she
broke
didn't
up
want.
with her. When you
Yeah,
say
she
left her,
didn't.
you mean you broke up with her?
Yeah, I broke up with her. She didn't really want to. She Since COVID, she hasn't worked. She wasn't doing anything. She went to nursing school, graduated, freaking, and just never got a job. Never wanted to like do anything. And I'm like, I can't see me working 7 days a week and you're not doing anything. So I ended up breaking up with her when I took over the store back in 2023. And, we stay in contact here and there. She texts me and stuff like that. So I always knew in the back of my mind she's around. Again, I spent like a decade, I spent my whole 20s with this girl. So Memorial Day weekend, everybody's down the shore. I'm stuck in Pizza City. I'm in the back doing dishes. I get the phone call. She passed away. So now it's just, I take that, didn't take that good. So just dealing with that. And I remember calling up CJ. I was like, yeah, I want to do like a boxing class or something. I need to get some kind of frustration out because I'm like, just doing the gym ain't cutting it. I'm here all the time. He's like, dude, my buddies are opening up an MMA place in Parkwood. It's like right around the corner. I'm like, all right, yeah. I tried it years back with CJ. Well, like once or twice, went to two classes. I wanted to die. I still smoking cigarettes. I was fucking heavy as shit. I just wanted to die. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try it out. Go to Forge, meet CJ out front, meet Lex. If anybody knows Lex, he's a character. That's one of the first people I met over there. He's a great guy. He's like, dude, you're ripped. I was still smoking vapes at the time. He's like, you're ripping vapes right for going there. I don't even know what I'm walking into, you know?
I know. I still rip a vape when I walk in.
I don't know what I'm walking into. So whatever. Go in there, we're doing warm ups. Surprised I didn't throw up, but didn't throw up. Out of breath like a motherfucker. Then we're doing the jujitsu part. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just getting tossed around like a rag doll, thrown on the ground. I got arms are choking me the fuck out. And then I'm like, you know what? All right, when's the next class? Come back. Come back. At least CJ got me in the door. So it's just so I know where I put my shit at. And then once you do that, I'm good to go. So now I go on the next day. I meet Chris, meet Kyle, meet the rest of the guys. Again, still don't know what the fuck I'm doing, getting tossed around. And then just something about it, I'm like, I feel good afterwards. I'm fucking sweating my ass off. I didn't have a heart attack. I didn't die. I'm like, I'm gonna come back again. And then I just got roped into it. I love it. I
Yeah,
really love it.
me too, man. And it's crazy. And I probably told you this before, but I moved out of when I moved out of Philadelphia to South Carolina. I used to hate going back to Philadelphia, but there was nothing there for me, man. It was just miserable, negative. I
Yeah.
mean, I live in a place. It keeps happening. I live in a place where people, even if it's not, I feel like people are just a little bit more open and friendly and high and just a little bit more positive
Yeah.
and upbeat. And I don't know if it's because the area, like you said, mindset's huge. Who you surround yourself with is huge. And I go back to Philly and I just put myself back in this position where all this gossip and family gossip and I'm like, dude,
Yeah, neighborhood
get this
shit. It's just
shit.
like,
Like,
yeah,
what the fuck, man? Can't we
man.
just not do
Yeah.
that? Can
I
we just
try and
like,
just edge it out. When people start being like that, I just like start thinking about whatever, man. I just try and go somewhere else mentally because they can wear you down. You can
yeah,
have a
dude?
good day. They can ruin it just by them being like bitchy or negative. I don't need that, man.
And that's what would happen to me. And then it changed when I came back and I was going to be there for a month. Um, Went to the Forge with CJ and just kept going for the rest of that month. Which was an awesome experience, dude. I talk
Yeah,
about that a lot. Yeah, I probably talk about it a little bit too much, but it changed my life, dude. Crazy. And that's why I wanted to get
big
to this
time.
point. That's why I wanted to get to this point because I, from the outside looking in, I may not look like I'm doing differently, I guess. Like it may not look that way because I'm still running an insurance team, still selling insurance, still my wife stays at home. I still support them financially. As best as I can. It's hard, dude, but
Yeah,
I get it done. Um, I still do that, but then I took on this other thing, and this other animal that I took on became it. It literally changed everything kind of inside of me and the way that I see things, the way that I do things. I didn't realize how. I, I just watched the podcast the other day with Theo Vaughn and Nate Diaz.
Mm,
And Nate Diaz, I think they should teach jujitsu in schools. He's like, and Nate Diaz is like losing it. He said this one point. He said, uh, he don't think he's losing it though. He's asked about CTE. He was asked if anything about CTE, and then he forgot the question that he was asked about CTE. So you know what that means.
yeah,
But he said, I think it should be taught in schools, jujitsu, because just like you should be taught how to swim. Because if somebody just picks you up and throws you in the water, you're gonna drown.
yeah, yeah,
That's what you're doing when you walk around every day without knowing you can fight. Like you walk into that gym, you just walk into the Forge, and I've seen videos where there looks like there's 50 fucking guys in there.
yeah,
That's 50 men in this one gym that are walking around that could do that to you.
yeah.
So like, how many people are walking around?
I think
That
it's important for kids too, because you should see the kids class. They got a lot of kids in there, man,
I know,
and they
dude. My
have
kids
fun
were
with
going
it.
there and
They
they
have
loved
fun
it.
with it, and they do great.
Yep. My kids,
Some
that's where they felt. My kids, my daughter loved it, dude. My kids,
some of the kids are gonna take me out, man.
yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, dude. It's like it gives you this sense of confidence at such a young age and
And,
purpose and
yes, and
and
structure too.
a structure and a belief system and men to look up to,
Yeah,
because you're in this gym with these men that are role models. They've been through shit and that you can kind of run it by. And that's why I was so happy with it being in Parkwood, dude. That's like my old stomping ground.
yeah,
I look at it, I'm like, dude, if that was there when I was a kid, if one of us walked in there, it would have changed their life, whoever it was,
yes, big
whoever went in
time.
there. But somebody, and it was would have probably been Pizak, is who
Yeah,
I don't know if you know Pizak, but
yeah,
that's
yeah. I know Pizak.
so he was like he could fight. He loved to fight. He would always fight. He
Yeah, would
was
have
the
been great for
reason,
him.
probably the reason, probably the main reason that I ever got in a fight was because of one of his fights. But he could have walked he probably would have walked into that gym and his life could have changed, which would have changed other people's lives. And
Yeah,
I think that that's happening right now as we speak with the generation that's growing up in Parkwood. That's my thought process, which I think is awesome. But
I think so.
I texted Chris yesterday after we did this thing at the gym I go to here. It's called Empowering Fathers,
Hmm.
where the first Saturday of every month, you go in with your kid, your dad, and the kid, and you do some cardio together, and then you roll together. You do, the mitts
That's cool.
together as father son or father daughter, um,
Right,
which was a crazy cool bonding moment that I thought it'd be cool,
big
but
time.
I didn't realize how much fun it would be because it was very. We're both amateurs at this, dude. We've been doing it the same amount of time, me and my son, which is crazy.
Yeah,
But we're
yeah, but
both
still, now
amateurs.
you're
We're
learning
having
together.
fun. Exactly. And I just can't wait for the day for him to kick my ass. But it's just awesome to see shit like that, dude. And the impact that it has on people's lives and that it could change.
It does. I mean, mentally for me, big time, big difference. I'm a lot calmer, like not spazzy, I guess, as you would say, like, and especially with work, because I work at a fast paced work sometimes. Like Friday nights are insane, dude. I got three people talking to me at once. I got 20 pies coming at me at once. Everybody likes to specially cook, light, well done, double cut, all this. And now I'm able to take a breath. So it's like I'm handling pressure a little bit better.
And that's where I wanted to go with it was you got into the MMA and from the outside it looks like you're still the owner of Pizza City. The business is doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
Um, but ha has your identity changed? You said you thought you've lived through 10 different lives. Has this
Yeah.
changed your
Yeah. I
identity
feel like
for do you feel different all around? And how
I
is it
do.
that what is it
I
that
feel
it's done
better.
for you?
I feel like I'm a better person now. I'm more respect not that like respectful to people, but like understanding like everybody's comes from different. You don't know what they know, and like just it's hard to explain. It's like when you're sweating and you're going at it with somebody constantly, it changes like your mind, the way your mind thinks. I just have a different outlook on life, and like I appreciate life a little more. And I'm glad that I find like an hour out of the day to go up there and learn that type of stuff and get tossed around. I feel great. Like it's like a different kind of high, you want to put it,
Oh, it definitely is.
I enjoy doing it.
So how do you justify or balance that time? Because
I
you're always
make
at the
it.
pizza shop. Like,
I
is
know.
this time you had
And the
before,
people
or
look
is
at me
this
like
time
I'm
that you
nuts. Like
were able to do it?
the people that I work with, they're like, dude, the hours you do, like, how do you have time for yourself? And then you go up there, like you go up there and get tossed around. Like, yeah, I love it. And they look at you like you're nuts. They're like, and like for a normal person that never did any of that, they're like, he's coming in with bruises on his arms and he enjoys that. I'm like, yeah, I do, because it's my therapy. That is my therapy up there.
100%, dude. It's healthier, in my opinion, than constantly just talking about your fucking problems.
Yes.
Um, it keeps me present. I'm there. I'm just worried about not getting choked out, or
Yeah. Worry about breathing.
I'm breathing. And now I'm at a point where I'm actually learning. Like, I'm
Yeah.
picking up things a lot quicker. I'm
Yes. Big time.
understanding what everybody's saying. The terminology is different. Um, just a lot of things are different. And the one thing that you just said, there's these people think they think it's crazy, and they ask me, when do I have time for myself? And the question, I thought about that a lot, because this term of work-life balance is tossed around all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm in my office right now, dude. It's what, Easter on at 8:30 p.m.
Right.
I'm not. I'm going to do a little bit of work since I'm actually here and was able to get out of the house, but I work crazy. Like, I am always working, and I'm always putting time in for myself at all times.
Yeah.
I'm not at work. I'm not just a different person. And then I get to go and be myself after work. And I think there's this shift that a lot of people could and should try to make, is to realize that you are living out yourself and just go do your dream. Like, when you go to that pizza shop, dude, that's not you. That is
Yeah.
you. That is you
Yeah.
doing
It's my
something for
life
yourself.
now.
And then MMA is now just built into that, and you were able to find it. And the fact that you were able to just kind of goes to show.
I just wish I found it sooner. Being 36 and starting now, it's hard. You're
And
older. You're
and
in there
that's
with
what
kids that
that's
have
what
a lot
confuses
more
me.
energy and
Why
breath.
didn't why didn't you start earlier? The fact that you said you just texted CJ after all that situation. One,
Yeah.
were you and CJ always close? Like, was he somebody
Yeah.
you talked to a
Yeah.
lot?
Yeah.
He's a real good dude to talk about that kind of shit with.
When CJ first got clean, he called me up and he was still getting high. He's like, "Yo, I'm thinking about going to treatment." I'm like, "Well, if you're thinking about it, that means you should." And he did.
And he's become
Yeah.
one of the best men that I know,
Yep.
in all honesty.
Me, me,
The
me,
only thing he's
CJ, his
missing is
brother
a woman.
Ty. Same here.
The only thing he's missing is a woman. But the difference is, I don't know if you want one. He don't want one.
Yeah, we say
I think
that.
he's missing out on that.
We say that, but because all the ones we pick are freaking nuts.
No,
You know?
they're funner, dude.
But now, trust me, I know. But now it's like, when am I gonna have time to? I can't really be really doing the wine and dine thing because
Right.
weekends,
Yeah, it's an
So
investment in everybody.
right. So right now I'm just focused on work, training, and then health. That's about it.
That's awesome, man.
It'll come.
That's awesome. Did CJ ever try to talk to you into doing it before? Like,
Yeah.
coming with
So
him?
right before COVID, I want to say I think it was 2019 or something. We went down to Common in Frankfurt. I think it was Rocco's or something like that. I had the gi on. We tried it out. I think I was there twice with them. I was like, "Yo, what do I eat before I do this?" Just eat 2 eggs. He's like, "Dude, you're gonna throw up." At this time, it was like
Was it
200
Martinez?
pounds too. I might have been. It was at Common in Frankfurt.
Yeah,
whatever the name of that gym was. Yeah.
that's Martinez. I went there once. I hated it, dude.
Yeah. So I got the gi on, start like doing the warm ups and shit, and then start rolling around. I remember going into the bathroom, white as a ghost, sweating my ass off, dude. I thought I was gonna hurl, man. I don't know how I did it. And then I think I did it one other time with him. I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel like doing this. And
Yeah,
then
dude.
COVID hit.
Well, there's something about the Forge, in my opinion, that's different. Even
Yeah,
the gym
it's
I go to, it's just different.
the people there. I mean, people are a big impact, like on why I go back. They're
Uh,
all great guys, great personalities. They they help you actually in there. Like they're not just beating you the hell up, they're helping you. They
in
teach you
life,
shit in
they
life
want
and everything.
right. I think that to me is one of the biggest things about the this world is yes, you go to a gym and beat each other up, and you're the one getting beat up for a while. Then there's a new guy, and you kind of get a little bit of that. We'll call it power, right? Because now
Yeah.
you have somebody that you're now doing to them, and
Yeah,
they.
you got the knowledge.
But the thing is, you want to strive to just always kind of be that much better than that individual. But you want that individual to also get better, but you're not
Yeah.
going to let him pass you. It's not that you're holding him back. It's just like, dude, I'm just going to learn more at the same time.
Right.
And in that world, in the business world, that's not the case. Everybody's trying to push
No.
people down to get up, and
Yep.
they're not everybody wants to climb together
Maybe
because
maybe that's why I like it so much too. It's just like everybody. It's almost like a team in there.
it is a team,
Everybody
dude,
everybody's helping each other out
to get better.
to get better and better and better at life. Like, and it's you can't put a price on that. To me, that's priceless.
I'm with you 100%, dude. That culture, and that's why I loved when I talked with Chris because there's no the peak that he got to at one point from and I don't like calling it that because like life is what it like, but looking at Chris Dawkins before I knew Chris Dawkins, just the name, he got to this point in life where everybody knew him. He was the top of the food chain as heavyweight in Philadelphia in all
Right.
fighting. Nobody's really ever been to where he got, and then coming back down and
Yeah.
that journey and where his mindset is today is just so
Yeah.
inspiring, man. Like to be there for watch his brother and watch and coach him up, and you don't see if he has it, you don't see at all any sort of resentment or
Nope.
none of it, dude. He's just such a positive dude and an influence,
He's
man.
like one of the solidest guys I know. Like he's
Which
a freaking real deal. Him and Kyle are like
both of them, man,
I,
they're such
I want
good
to say
dudes, and they'll kill
class
you,
class acts. Like they're the real deal.
and they'll kill you.
The highest
What's that
respect
say?
for them.
That's got to say something for the sport, dude. Like those two of the nicest, most respectful, generous, giving people
Good husbands. Like there
could
is nothing.
could
There's not.
kill
I
you,
can.
and they could
Yeah.
kill you. Are
Yeah.
killers. So that says something about that lifestyle, dude. It's like you can become
Yeah.
this killer, but at the end of the day, I never want to use it, but I will.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I'm gonna get
I'm
this.
gonna I can respect everybody, but and I'm going to because you can't really get over on me anymore, which is
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
I love what they're doing there. Now another question I have for you is because of the Forge, do you have any ways that you've adjusted the way you run a business now based on that lifestyle, that world? And do you see into the future of what you want to do with Pizza City moving forward? Is there a goal that you have in mind? Is
Yeah.
there
Yeah. One thing. Shout out to Chris Dawkins. I like when he does. Yo, we're not gonna do this today. We're not doing this today. He'll say that every now and then in the class. So sometimes I'll catch myself saying that, like when some of the younger staff starts acting up. Yeah, 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 we're not doing this today. So some of their teachings I teach on to the other people, so that helps.
the terminology
The terminology, yeah,
now and the way that he speaks to people too?
yeah,
So now Has it changed a plan that you have for Pizza City? Do you have a plan for Pizza City? Are you change? I know you said you're not changing anything as far as like the menu options, but do you have a plan for
No,
making
I
it
try to add
anything
a no,
bigger
like I'll
or
add on. Yeah, like so I was never one for an Instagram stuff. So we started a Pizza City Instagram, which we had, but I don't know how to operate that stuff. So since I've been going
time
there and
consuming,
I
bro?
know like internet's a big thing. Yeah. So me and the one staff member, Sam, we start posting more with the advertisement on the Instagram. And that seems to be kicking off. Like that's just the way it is nowadays. Like, and I'm just old school. Like, but
It
that's
is
been
time.
helping, and
It
that's
is
what I learned.
time.
You know,
It is time consuming. It is time consuming. I mean, I do this
yeah,
podcast, dude, and sometimes it takes me a while to get them uploaded because of like I'm not very tech savvy, right? But I love
yeah,
actually getting in and doing the intros, the outros, and getting in there and doing it. But finding the time to do that is not really a priority for me. And people are, I don't know how they feel about it sometimes, but
and
at the end of the day, dude, like this part of what I'm doing right now with you is why I do it. And then I get
yeah.
to share,
Another thing is,
this with other people.
I was already running Pizza City, like, so you know how like at the Forge, it's relaxed. You don't feel like tense in a room full of like older people or like killers or. I always ran Pizza City like that. Like I don't want people to dread coming to work. But listen, we all got to work. We're all stuck
Right,
here. You don't want to be sit there miserable.
right.
So I already had that. So that going to Forge is like the same thing. It's like, all right, yeah, we're all training. So you don't want it to be miserable. Like we have a good time there. We get it in, but we have a great time in there. So I kind of want that to reflect back at the job,
I love it, babe.
at
I
least
love
with
it,
my
dude.
staff.
I think I think every time I'm up here, man, I love to see you.
Yeah,
Um, I better be traded though, dude, because
I am.
I actually been traded out here now for a little bit. So
I'm ready. I won't
um,
be as winded. I don't know what the hell I had January and February. I was sick as a dog, man. I couldn't
I
breathe.
I brought it back with me, dude. You gave it to
Dude,
me.
I don't know if it was pneumonia or what. That was
It was.
bad.
I had the same thing going on. Every time I go to Philly, I feel like I get sick though, dude. It's your air, bro. They got
Something. Yeah.
bad air down there, dude.
I was like,
Bad
dude, I
air.
quit vaping. Now I can't breathe. What the fuck?
Did you stop vaping too?
Yeah, yeah. October
Fuck, man.
2nd.
Fuck you, dude. I need to.
Yeah,
I really need to drop the vape, man. It's
that's hard,
such a
man.
crush, dude.
That shit was that's
I started
glued to
smoking
my head.
Newports when I was 12. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I can do it anywhere, which is worse than smoking.
exactly. I know. Hey, at least with
Because
cigarettes, I go out back or go out front, smoke a
yeah,
cigarette. The
I had to
vape, I'm gonna
go.
be right in the bedroom.
I had to go somewhere inconvenient to do it. I had to get out of bed and go outside and smoke a
Yeah,
cigarette. Like now, I just wake up and hit it. Um, but yeah, I'll be up there May not 9th, I think, for Lex's thing. Um,
okay.
he's doing some wedding celebration thing I'm coming up there for.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah,
uh,
I'll be there.
so I'll see you at the I will see you at the Forge then, dude. But do you have
Yep.
any other things that you'd like to kind of share on here or at this time, brother?
Just whoever's out there doubting themselves, don't doubt yourself ever because everything can get flipped around and go the other way. And life's too short to sit and dwell on all the bad negativity stuff that you've done in your life. So just keep pushing forward.
And you're a great example of that, man. You're a great example of that.
Exactly.
And
Hey, who do you know that can't drive a car, legally blind? I own 5 vehicles.
yeah, I
I
don't know how you just sat here
exactly.
staring at a phone and not being able to see who you're
I
talking to
know.
for an hour and a half.
I was thinking. I was thinking too. I'm like, I hope I'm looking at the screen because if I'm like looking
I
this way the
never.
whole time,
Well, I always every time I do this, dude, because the way that mine's set up, like the reason I just shifted around, it wasn't just because I wanted to be awkward, but my iPad started to die and I had to find an outlet that would reach. But the way that my thing's set up is I can see you real big. So I'm constantly moving around and so I can
okay.
see you on my screen. But then if I'm not, I guess stare at the camera, which the camera is not you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yep.
you're above my
Yeah.
computer, and then the camera is somewhere else. So I always look like I'm all over the place uh when I'm talking.
Yeah.
Plus I do. Plus I'm like I talk a lot with hand motions, and I'm constantly moving when I talk, which is
Yeah.
weird. It's really weird because I stopped that. It's like a natural thing where I move when I talk, and then when I'm listening, I'm able to completely kind of lock in
Yeah.
to that. I don't know what
You
that's
got the
about.
sales talk.
I do.
Hands.
I do. I'm trying to distract you from the thing I'm trying to get you to buy, dude. Look at my hand over here. Look at this. Look at my hand over here. Sign right here, please. Sign right here, please.
You ever during class? I always me and CJ was talking about this earlier. Like they'll say like what we're learning. Like all right, do this, do this, do this. And I'll look over. I'll just see somebody staring in space like they ain't paying attention. But since I'm staring at them, I'm not paying attention. It's like everybody got it. They're really like, yeah.
You're sitting there judging like, dude, how are they gonna know what to do? I swear to God, dude, it's like that in jujitsu, bro. I swear to God, dude. Every time one day I'm gonna not clap. Because I feel like once they do that, all right, everybody ready? Good? I'm like, yeah. It's like the Normalizer from fucking Men in Black, dude. As soon as you clap,
yeah.
it's
As soon
like,
as you clap, boom.
which hand? Which fucking hand was it? What were we doing?
Yes,
It's
it does.
crazy,
Swear to God,
dude.
same thing. I'll be like, yeah, I got it. I'm like really focused. I'm fucking locked in. Like, yeah, all right, got it. Leg that way. All right, cool. Everybody got clap. All right, you going? Soon as I'm like, you want to partner up? Going.
It really is insane, dude. Like
but the more you do it, right?
you start
At least with the free rolling, then it's like all of a sudden like some shit becomes a reaction. It's like, all right, like I've been here before. Grab his zone,
right.
put it that way. Like that's where it
And
just keeps
you
going
don't
and
need
going.
to like when you first start, you go into like turtle or you go into a position like if you have to have somebody in seatbelt or you have to have them whichever hold, they can just say the name and I know what the hold is now. Where in the
Right.
beginning they would say
Yeah,
it.
I don't know what they're talking
I
about.
think I know what they said, but I'm not positive. So then that's where I'm
Right.
getting confused again because I'm like, was my arm over this arm or under this? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So when
Yep.
you have to think about that part still,
Yeah.
once you can get to a point where like that, they can just if you could close your eyes and somebody was like, get inside control, um, like get into side control, person on top, you're whatever, and you can
Yeah.
just do it without having to see that. That's when you actually start those
Yeah. So
drills.
now you're starting to learn and learn and learn.
Right, when you can actually
Again,
just do it in your head. That's what I
yeah, in the
realized
beginning when
is
they're saying all like, all right, we're gonna do this and then seatbelt, S grip. I'm like, what?
the fuck you talking about, dude? Yeah.
Right. But
That's what
then
I'm saying.
again, it's just like anything else. You keep going and you start picking up. You start, you start getting
That's it,
wired.
man. You walk into a pizza shop, you start washing dishes. One
Yep.
day, the pizza shop
Hard
is
work.
yours, dude. You just put the work in
Yep.
and show that you want it. And be
Yep.
respectful to the person that's mentoring you, as well as the
Yeah.
mentor, man. It's good. You got a good mentor. And I know you said you got to give them a lot of, uh, you know, shout outs to
Yeah.
your mentors. But I
Yep.
mean, I'm sure they're proud of you, dude. Like,
George and Al Clark. Yep. I still
I'm,
keep in contact with the dad all the time. I mean, he's up there now. He's 84, but like I'm like a second son. I call him up. Hey, how you feeling? I talk to him every other day.
that's what I mean, dude. Like for me, the guys under me that I teach in insurance, when they start doing well, man, it makes me feel good. Like
Yeah.
I like watching people succeed. I don't want them to fail, man. That's why I give everything I do. When I bring somebody on, and hopefully CJ would vouch for that, but I give what I say I'm going to do for you, I do for you. So
Yeah.
if you don't make it, I, I don't put it on myself really that hard. I'll think about it and say, what could I have done differently to maybe alter that? But knowing what I know and all those times I gave you everything I got. Now I might learn something new that will help me in the future from that, but I will give
Yeah.
you all I got. You know what I mean? And I see that in you, man. I see that in a lot of
Yeah.
guys there, and keep that shit going in those neighborhoods, man. That Northeast Philadelphia needs more people,
Yeah.
needs more men around there like that to really show people that there's another way.
No, there is. And then shout out to CJ Orr, man, for putting me on with Forge because now I have a whole different aspect of life too to look forward to.
That's right, man. And this conversation don't happen without that man.
Yep.
And crazy thing is, dude, he doesn't post on social media. I never reach out. The reason that we started talking was I seen all his positive shit when I was doing my
Yeah.
podcast, and I had him come on my podcast
Yep.
because I wanted to get in that head. I'm like, this is the only dude I've ever seen posting shit that I can relate to and understand.
Yeah.
I feel like he'll understand me, and he did. And it was weird, but
Yeah. And
again,
me and
man,
CJ, we go back to grade school, me and him. So known that guy for a long time.
hey, man,
Him and his family.
you seen all his different lives.
Yeah. I knew CJ when he had hair.
That's when I knew CJ. I knew CJ when CJ was like
Yeah.
this little guy with hair, dude. That he just doesn't look like the same person by any means at all anymore, dude. It's crazy
Yeah.
his transition,
And
dude.
heavy metal. And he's great, man.
It's
One of my
crazy.
best friends. One of my best friends. And it's
He's a
like
good,
I'm glad to still have friends like that in my life that you grew up with because they know everything about you. You know everything about them. And it's like,
and they throw it to you real, man.
yeah, yep,
He'll throw it to you real. You can kind of toss shit, and he'll be honest with you. But there's not that many people out there like that, man. And
now,
you guys got it. I love to hear, it, man. I love your story, dude. I definitely uh definitely like to have you back on again, and let's
yeah,
6 months, a year down the line, let's see where you're at, and
yeah,
uh pick your brain again, dude, and kind of go from there, man.
yeah,
All right,
definitely,
brother. My
yep,
advice to you is put the drink down, dude. You don't need that shit.
yeah. I already been cutting back. Like, I was only a weekend warrior anyway. Like once in the blue on a weekend. And now it's just I've been doing a lot more hours at Forge, and it just don't really motivate me to drink anymore.
You don't need that other therapy anymore. You got a new
Yeah,
one.
yeah. That's more like a social aspect than a therapy. Like, I
So
have a couple
it's
beers.
so is the Forge, dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I'm
more
just
healthier.
saying. I'm just saying.
Will
You do
do.
you, brother. I love
Will
talking,
do.
man. Thank you
Yeah.
for coming on, dude. And if you're from Northeast, hit up call Pizza City. Do you get yourself a pizza? Who knows, dude? Dietz may answer the fucking phone, take your order, and deliver the pizza. You
Yeah.
never know, dude.
I'll be there.
All right, brother.
All
You
right.
take care, man.
You
And
too, bro.
I'll see you in about a month.
Yep. See you soon.
All right, brother.
Thanks.